Hey Stitches, it's me Matthew, also known as Fairy Godfather. This is my YouTube channel, Fairy Godfather Knits, where I talk about knitting, design, and creativity. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome to all my previous subscribers who are back. Welcome back to those people, I guess I'm saying. Thank you so much for joining me. This video is in my 2023 GeoGradient Mkal series. And it's not going to be particularly long, I don't think. Yes, so I have finished Clue 1. I have not yet started Clue 2, and tomorrow Clue 3 will be dropped. So I'm about a week behind for reasons that are probably obvious to everyone doing the Mkal or watching videos about the Mkal at this point. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go back to my previous one or just Google it or like watch any YouTube video about it. It's been a contentious and dramatic year. So yeah, I'm not really going to say too much more about that. I just wanted to thank you for all the positive feedback and all the great discussion that happened in the comments after last week's video. And yeah, like thank you for your support and thank you for people who opened me up to new perspectives and new ways of looking at this situation and other situations. And thank you for all the complimentary words that you guys said. Yeah, it all went really well. Obviously, I was nervous about making that video. So thank you for receiving it so well and being so respectful to each other in the comments and so on. So whatever your take was on Clue 1, you were meant to end up with some sort of square that had 85 stitches along each side. So if you did watch last week, I had decided to go my own way with Clue 1. I wanted to do something different than the original Clue and different than the reading squares. And so where I ended up going was to the land of Entrelac. If you're not familiar with Entrelac, it is a knitting technique that results in a fabric that looks woven. Mine doesn't so much, I guess, but anyway, I will just show you. So I've done Entrelac in the center. It's like a little bit too big to show easily on things. But yeah, so I started on this with this. This was my cast on edge, these color A light triangles. And then I didn't quite understand how it worked. So I jumped to color C, which I slightly regret. Anyway, and then I kept it. So I'm sure I could have done it in a way that looked more like a fade and more like a gradient. But I'd gotten far enough in that I decided to keep going. What I like about it is that it involves both triangles and squares. I like that all the colors touch and interact with all the other colors. So yeah, it was my first time ever doing Entrelac. Oh, I should say, so what I did was I knew that it could be square, I guess, for some reason. I guess, anyway. So I just went on Ravelry and I just looked for Entrelac patterns and I found this Entrelac Kids / Lap Bracelet by, I know one person who spells their name this way, and she pronounces it Katrina, even though it looks like Catriona. So I'm going to say Katrina, by Katrina Stevenson. Her website is www.bykatrina.co.uk. Anyway, so I found this Entrelac blanket pattern. Basically, each of these triangles is 10 stitches. So I knew each square was 10 stitches. So I knew if I did 6, that I would end up with a 60 by 60 square, and that I could then do the stripes, or like the squares the way the New Direction Clue 1 instructed, and then I would get to the like 85 stitch point, which is what I've done. So this was a lot of knitting. The thing is, I'm like so not in frame. The pattern is written for stockinette. So it obviously has pearls on the wrong side. But I decided to do garter to be in keeping with the sort of like squishy garterness of the Geogradient shawl, and like both in the original Clue and in the New Direction Clue, it was still garter. So I just wanted to keep it in that garter space. But because of that, like some of these, like these where I attached or picked up, I guess attached on these ones, like I have, anyway, you can see that where some of the squares join, the fabric is like smooth and there's no weird lines, whereas some I got these like weird joins. And obviously on some colors that shows more than others. There would have been, if I'd had more time to like think about this and be more intentional about it, like I say, I would have done the colors differently and I would have figured that out. Like it's just the difference between like knitting through the back loop or doing an SSK instead of a knit two together or whatever, but I just didn't have time to completely figure it out. Anyway, I don't think those little things are going to be terrible in the final analysis or in the final shawl. So yeah, this was a lot of knitting. I was dog and house sitting last weekend, and so I literally just sat and knit Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I also spent I thought I would finish Monday and didn't, and then thought I would finish Tuesday and didn't. And literally, like, my shoulder was killing me. My hands were like, I needed to stop. And so I finally just finished these today. So as I say, today is Wednesday at the end of Clue 2 week, and tomorrow Clue 3 will drop. Part of why I wanted to get this out today is because I just think it will be too funny if there ends up being Entrelac in either Clue 3 or 4. I'm not like predicting that or saying that I think there will be, but anyway, I'm really happy with this. I've wanted to do Entrelac since I started knitting, since I first heard of it. This is where, like, as one of the people who started knitting during the pandemic, like, I just can't express how many sleepless nights I spent just, like, watching endless YouTube videos about Entrelac technique, which, of course, I didn't remember when I sat down to start this. But, so yeah, I'm happy with my innovation. I'm happy that I got to learn something new and do something really challenging and fun right out of the gate. But that I'm still in keeping with these squares, like the radiating squares and the New Direction. And now I'll be able to start Clue 2. So I'm hoping that I will be able to finish Clue 2 and Clue 3 and be caught up by next week at this time. And so I will be starting Clue 4, hopefully with all of you and with everybody else. That's my intention at this time. I'm also house and dog sitting this weekend, so I'll have a lot of knitting time. So that's where I'm hoping to catch up to, but I am trying to embrace my pace and go slowly if needed. The big thing I'm thinking about Clue 2 is just the color choices. So, like, we all understand the mitigating circumstances under which the New Direction Clue 1 came out. I think that may have resulted in some things being a little bit rushed. So the way the clue is written, the New Direction Clue, is that it actually ends on color B. And so I saw some people when they were starting Clue 2 as written, because the PDF was, there were changes were made to it as in text was added, but like the section names did not change. The video did not change. Well, again, there was like an intro added to it, but I was expecting a whole new video. So I don't know. I've been surprised by some things, but in the spirit of moving forward, I'm not going to talk about them any further. But anyway, that bothered some people, and I can very much understand why. I should, like, when this was 60 by 60, like when the Entrelac ended, that's 240 stitches around, and there is a point in the New Direction Clue 1 where you are at 240 stitches. So I could have just like picked up that pattern there, But the reason I didn't is because there are like 4 garter row stripes, and they made it so that the colors ended on B. But then clue 2 starts again with A, B, C, D, and so it creates a weird thing there. I think it still looks nice in the ones that I've seen, but I also understand why it bothers some people. So then I also saw that others had changed their stripes to be, and which is what I ended up doing. So I did 5 stripes of 3 garter rows. And so there were some rows in here that didn't have increases. And you still have to do like one that just has 4, or like the way he has it in the pattern is the last increase has a make one right, a make one left, and a make one. So you're increasing 12 that round. Anyway, I had a non-increase round in here, and I had one that was only 4. But after that, I could do it the way that Clue is written. And so I just have 5 stripes, which I like. I like that the dark stripe encompasses this because there's no dark squares on the edge. So I got to have like the dark color all around and then the 4 stripes. Sorry, the whole reason I'm talking about this is that now that I've had the opportunity to see how Clue 2 looks, I'm considering playing around with the colors, because instead of going A, B, C, D and having the 2 sides be exactly the same, I kind of want to do like A and C on one side and B and D on the other side. And I think that could look really fun. But I'm a little bit apprehensive about changing it. And part of me is like, I already did this weird middle. Now I want to follow the pattern more. But then I'm also enjoying innovating on it. And I'm like, maybe this is my year to just like really improvise on the Mkal, which I know is a big part of it for a lot of people. This clue did include a mohair dare, and here I am in the month where I'm physically separated from my stash and therefore all of my mohair. I have beautiful blue mohair at home that I don't have access to until November. So I do have one mohair here that's like sort of a white. It's like a gray. It's like a white. Anyway, it's called Moon something. It's drops 44. Oh my god, hold on, I'll get it. It's for a Phantom Fuzz that I'm making my mom for her birthday, although it's not going to be done for her birthday. So it's I don't have the band on it. It's upstairs, but I'll find it. I'll put the name up. But anyway, so you can see it's like, it's almost white, but it does have little hints of gray in it, a little darkness in there. It's not quite as white as it's looking on camera, actually. It's a bit blown out. So like I could add that in with my color A, or like really with any of them. I guess it would work. But I don't know. I'm unsure whether I want to take that particular dare. Anyway, so that is my big Clue 2 decision. What do you think I should do? Let me know in the comments. If you've already done Clue 2, let me know what you think about it. And let me know, do you think I should do like A, B, C, D in keeping with the pattern? Or do you think I should try my asymmetrical 2 colors on each side version? I'd love to hear what you have to say. So that's really it. Like I said, it's short and sweet this week. I may do, I don't know yet, guys. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. I was gonna say, if I finish Clue 2, maybe I will put out a short Clue 2 video before next Wednesday. Or I may just wait until next Wednesday and hopefully do Clue 2 and 3 all together. We're just going to have to wait and see. This Mkal has been nothing if not unpredictable, right? So anyway, that's where I am. I'm loving everybody else's videos. I'm loving how many new YouTubers I'm finding. I'm loving, I think all this, drama and controversy and conversation around things has, confused the algorithm, and I'm getting exposed to, knitting YouTubers that I have never seen before, and a wide variety of identities and opinions and like modes of being, and that's really fascinating. And I feel like I'm really learning a lot, and I really enjoy people, and I'm very curious about how people think and feel and relate. So I'm loving so much being part of this community. I'm still getting such a kick out of it. Thinking back to last year again, where I just couldn't imagine that I would ever be on YouTube knitting the Mkal one day. So despite everything that's happened this year, I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very grateful to be done Clue 1, and I'm very grateful to be in community with all of you. So thank you so much for watching. Please say hi in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody. Happy knitting.